My goal here is simple. Funner for everyone.
Hey, Jane, you having fun?
Woo!
Is that legal?
Because around here, funner is a state of mind.
What is going on, Laker fans? Thank you very much for tuning in. A little Lakers Talk Daily on this Friday. Lakers in Boston tomorrow. We'll actually do a special Lakers Talk Daily tomorrow. We'll preview the Lakers and the Boston Celtics. So we'll do that tomorrow. Quick shout out here. Harris Resort SoCal. Find your funner state of mind with a visit to Harris Resort SoCal. Voted best resort in funner California. From dining to unwinding, you'll find fun around every corner. Learn more at harrissocal.com. 2 hours away from downtown Los Angeles. Fantastic place for a staycation. Again, harrissocal.com. Okay, this is what I want to get into this morning. So, got a chance yesterday to hear Brian Windhorst, and he's talking about the Lakers, and still, obviously, we're just under 2 weeks now away from the trade deadline. We already kind of went through some of the comments that Rob Pelinka had that, look, if there's a deal to be had and they think it makes sense, they may do another deal. The Lakers may do another deal. We know Rui Hachimura is now on the Lakers, already made his season debut. So I'm going to read off a quote here from Windhorst. He was on their NBA show, ESPN. He says, I think it's more likely for the Lakers to look for a Patrick Beverley flop than there is to be a blockbuster deal at this point. Basically talking about the Lakers and what they could potentially do by the trade deadline and everything else. Okay. Obviously, it's PatBev's first year with the Lakers. Traded from the Utah Jazz. Lakers gave up Talen Horton-Tucker. They gave up Stanley Johnson. I'm curious to get Laker fans' opinion here. And I don't know if it's going to be all over the place or there's going to be kind of a consensus on this one. But the question I would have is, do you want to see Patrick Beverley in a trade? Do you want to see the Lakers move on from PatBev? Put your comments below. So I'm kind of give my thoughts here. I think the PatBev thing for me has not worked out to what I thought it was going to be. I thought Pat Beverley would be more impactful. But there's a couple layers to this because there have been a lot of different players in and out of the lineup. PatBev can have a game like he did against the Blazers where he has the highest plus-minus of anybody out on the floor. He could hold Dame to 5 of 17 from the field. He could have a really, really impactful game without kind of filling up that box score. However, I think there's also a lot of games where PatBev, he's not really a threat on offense. Yes, he's that agitator that you want on your team, but is it more important to have PatBev on your team right now and what he brings to the table or another real shooter? Is it more important to have PatBev on your team right now or another wing player? And I'm bringing that up because we've heard PatBev's name mentioned a lot over the last couple of months. Kendrick Nunn's name was mentioned a lot as well, but he was obviously already part of a deal along with those 3 second-round picks. If you told me tomorrow PatBev's not on this Laker team anymore and they got another shooter, I don't think I'm losing sleep over it. I really don't. And it's nothing personal to PatBev, but I think it also has the fact to do with, look at all the guards you still have. You still have Dennis Schroeder. You still have Russ. You still have Lonnie Walker. You still have Austin Reeves. And I'm going to use those guys as guards because I think all those guys' natural position is the guard play. You still got 4 guards. So, and then whatever player that you get back, if he is a shooter, whether he's a 2 or he's a 3 or something along those lines, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. So when I hear this from Windhorst, it's not one of those, oh, no, you can't get rid of Patrick Beverley. It's definitely not one of those. It's much more, well, what are they thinking? What kind of player would they get back in return? How much will that player impact them this year? And then maybe even potentially have them for next year as well, like the Lakers I think are going to try to do with Rui. So it's interesting. But I don't think it's the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. I think if the Lakers did end up making a move and Patrick Beverley's part of that part of a deal or is the foundation of a deal, yeah, I'm more interested. Okay, well, what's coming back in return? And once the Lakers are healthy and whole, I don't think they're going to have a hole in that guard position. I think they're going to have the guards that they need. It's really about filling other things up that you need with this roster. They did it with a 6'8" wing that can shoot pretty decently from three. We talked about it, 41% catch and shoots, 35% from the field. I think they've accomplished that portion. Now the question is, can you also get a sharpshooter or some other position that you think is of need before that trade deadline, which is out in about 2 weeks or so. Okay, before we go any further, quick shout out here from the Riverside County Sheriff Department.
I'm Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco. Are you satisfied with a job, or are you looking for an exciting career? If you think you have what it takes, I have a tan and green uniform with your name on it. Come and get it.
All right, the Riverside County Sheriff Department is hiring for 911 dispatchers, deputy sheriff, correctional deputies, and other support services. Apply online today at joinrsd.org. That's joinrsd.org. Thank you to their partnership there. I've mentioned this before. If that's something of interest, just go to the website. You can apply there, get all your information, joinrsd.org. Last thing here that I'm just going to point out, Lakers go on a 5-game road trip. 5-game road trip for the Lakers. I'm going to break down a little bit more of this tomorrow when I do Lakers Talk Daily. Preview a little bit about that Lakers-Celtics game. But I'm just going to throw this out there. What's the record they got to come back with? I was counting that San Antonio Spurs game that I said Lakers got to win 4 of 6. Okay, one's out of the way now. So that means they got to grab 3. For me, they got to get 3 in this 5-game road trip. Very doable, by the way. If you just look at some of the injuries to some of these teams out there, whether it's Zion with the Pelicans, Tyrese with the Pacers, KD out for Brooklyn, that's really leaving you 2 healthy teams in Boston and New York. Can you win 3? What would you guys predict is what the Lakers got to do over these next 5 games? Feel free to put on the comments. And like I said, the Patrick Beverley deal. PatBev, you okay if Patrick Beverley goes, or do you think he's got to be part of this playoff push? Your comments below. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for being a part of the show. Lake fans, hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday night.